So, Pocket Money Podcast Episode 3, Making Your First Million. Practically, it's not that hard to make your first $1 million, right? Mainly because it's not that hard to make your first dollar, right? First $100, first 1,000, 10,000, for example. The thing is, it's about a pattern. So, the first thing you gotta understand is saving money, right? Because you already got the idea of asking somebody for money, right? Working for the money, like at a job or something like that. But the next step will be to save money. Of course, you know what saving money is if you're the type that saves money. The next step after that will be investing the money, which is putting the money somewhere or putting the money into something that makes your money, like buying assets, right? Like, for example, if you buy a car, let's say you buy a car for like $2,000, right? Because you're not trying to get a brand new car, you better get a used car and use it to do Uber Eats or to drive, to do Uber, drive people around, stuff like that. Then that's you spending money on something that you can use to make money, or spending the money on a laptop and play video games on the laptop, Twitch stream and make money that way, or make YouTube videos and make money that way. The list goes on and on, right? That's the idea of investing. Is you want to put money into something that you like, that you can make money for, right? You can invest in yourself, take that money and learn how to do computer programming or graphic arts or how to cook or something, and then start, cooking food, right? You start cooking food and sell it, right? Things like that. So that's the thing about investing. It doesn't have to be specifically the stock market, but you can invest in the stock market, right? You can invest in companies, you can invest in startups, you can invest in real estate, you can invest in funds, you can put your money into a savings account and make money that way. You gotta save a lot of money, but that is a way you can make money, right? The more you save, the more you earn from a savings account. See the account. But of course, investing in companies and bitcoins, that like cryptocurrency, investing in stuff that can potentially grow your money. Buy low, sell high. That old adage. You want to. That's where the idea of, like, if you can find things that are on sale, always try to keep an eye out for what's on sale, especially like electronics, for example, and get it for for the sale, 50% off, for example, and then try to sell it for double what you paid. Like, let's say you paid $20 for something, try to sell it for 40, or wait until you can sell it for more, like 60 or $100 or something like that, right? And that's how you can easily make a lot of money off of a small investment, right? Buy low, sell high. Another version of that is buy high, sell higher. That's where I'm at right now. Because I was for a long while doing buy low, sell high, but there's a limit, right? There's only but so much. There's only but so much high you can go, right? So now I'm doing the high and higher because I want to go high, right? I want more. So instead of buying something for like $5, try to flip it for like $20 or something, spending like $200 on something and try to flip it to like $1,000, for example. So buy something for $200, try to sell it for like $1,000 or maybe $400. Double what I put in, right? But at least in this way, you can do more. You can buy more stuff that you can try to experiment with, try to see what works best for the whole buy and sell thing, right? So you can get into selling, and you can use eBay, Facebook groups, Craigslist, OfferUp. There's different types of ways you can, Twitter and stuff like that. You can post that you have something on Twitter or whatever, like, hey, I have this thing that I'm selling. You just gotta find people, see who's willing to buy the stuff off you for how much you want. Flipping stuff like smartphones, cars, houses. These are things that you can make a lot of money from. You can easily make hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars in the case of a house, for example. But it's all small steps, because obviously you're not going to start off flipping phones automatically, cars or houses. You got to build it up. You got to work your way up. So that's where saving money is the first thing you do. Well, after you earn money, right? So you want to earn money for like a job, allowance, save your birthday money, stimulus check, whatever, job, um, or even just asking somebody for money and they give it to you. It's like, yay, now you have money and start saving, right? Start working from there and find ways to make the money grow. That's the thing. You gotta think of money a lot like a seed. That's why they have the term seed money, right? Think of your money as a seed, and you want to grow a farm, right? Grow a big farm of money trees, basically, right? So you want every dollar, every penny, right, that you get your hands on to make you money, to do more, to get you more money. It like the old saying, it takes money to make money, right? So look for ways to make money. Obviously, you can make money through the internet, like through YouTube, Twitch, stuff like that. You could do podcasts. The list goes on. You could do music. You could write ebooks. You can make your own movies, right? Make your own independent movies, and sell the ability for people to watch your movie. So that's the thing. We have anything you can think of that you want to do, can do, right? So do it, right? As long as it doesn't hurt nobody, do it. So you want to at least when it comes to making a lot of money, right? Trying to get to $1 million status, right? You want to be in the $1,000 range, right? It's easy to be in the $10s range, the $100 range, right? When it comes to getting access to money, but easily getting $1,000 here and there tends to be hard for some people. Not for everybody. There's some people who easily can get $1,000 here and there, $2,000 here and there, $10,000, $100,000, right? Lucky them, right? Good for them. But for those who can't easily get that amount, because think about it, if you could easily get $100,000, you just got to do that 10 times and bang, there, $1 million. You know what I'm saying? If you could easily sell something and get $100,000, all you have to do do that same thing 10 times, and you'll make your first $1 million. So if we're going to start from $1, you go from $1 to $1 million, then it's a different type of steps. First is getting that dollar, right? Try to get as many dollars as you can, and then hopefully you can get to $10, and then hopefully get to $100, then you get to $1,000. So you at least want to try to save up to $1,000, because for $1,000, you can make bigger plays, right? Be able to do things that can generate even more. Because taking $1, right, and buying something for $1, and then sell that thing for $2, that's nice. That's a nice, return on your investment, right? You get your $1 back plus $1 extra, but that's a small amount. Now imagine if you invested $1,000, right? You spent $1,000 on something, and you sold that thing for $2,000. Then you got your $1,000 back plus you got the $1,000 extra. So now you got $1,000, which was easier because remember you saved up to $1,000, which took a while. But now when you buy something, sell it for more, and sell it so you can make $1,000 profit. That's easier now, right? It's easier to get $1,000, the next $1,000 after you already saved up to $1,000. So work, save up to $1,000, then use that $1,000 to try to make $1,000, and then go from there. So then you have $2,000, try to invest $2,000, turns to $4,000. You get the idea. 4,000 turns into 8,000, 16,000, right? So now you're in the 10,000 range. So investing 16,000 to something, and it turns to 32,000, and then just it keeps on compounding. Obviously, you don't want it to always be just double, 2x everything. You don't want what you invest just to double. You want to be able to set it up where triple your money, you could quadruple your money. Definitely want to 10x everything, right? You want to 10x your money. You want to be able to turn $10 into 100, 100 to 1,000, 1,000 to 10,000, 10,000 to 100,000, 100,000 to a million. Right? You want to 10x, but for now, you want to start off, small, right? Start off at the beginning, which is you want to at least 2x your money, and then work your way up. But if the best you can do is 2x up to a million, all right, well, hey, it works, right? What matters is you reach the $1 million mark, right? And go from there. So there's ways. For example, if you can get like $100,000 and get up to $100,000, for example, right? And take that $100,000 and invest it into like a CD account or to an investment that pays dividends, for example, where it's 1+% 2%, 3%, stuff like that. You definitely want those percentages because you get more money out of it, and you want to get to the point where you're generating $1,000 a month, for example, and $1,000 for a whole year. That is $12,000, right? That's in the 10,000 range. 10,000 times 10 years, for example. That is 100,000. So that's another 100,000 in 10 years. That's if you're just only making 1,000 and saving. That's another extra 100,000 in 10 years. So of course, the sooner you start doing this, the better, right? Especially if it's going to take you 10 years to try to achieve your goal. That's if you're only saving and relying on interest to make that money. But if you want to make $1 million faster, or you want to make money faster, obviously that's where we go with the whole buying high, sell for higher. That way the money can grow. Most people already know that they can make a lot of money, selling cars, for example, right? Selling houses, boats, right? Land, all types of stuff. Selling a business, selling medical products, just selling a lot of smaller items, but in bulk, just selling a whole bunch of like t-shirts, for example, hoodies and stuff like that, hats, cups. That's the thing. There's stuff like print on demand. There's merch by Amazon, which can let you make your own custom hoodies, shirts, and stuff like that, and you can make money that way. Like I said, there's so many ways to make money. You just gotta go online, look for all the different ways you can make money. You can make money from 3D printing. You get a 3D printer for as low as like $300 and start 3D printing stuff. You could 3D print like phone cases, for example, cell phone cases to make them. You could 3D print action figures or figurines. That's the new thing I've been seeing lately. Because I had that same idea, and to see people that are actually doing, like, yeah, that's awesome. People are doing it. People are making figurines, like anime figurines with 3D printers, which is awesome. It's what I expect. I expect the future to be like that, where when you buy something like through the internet and with your 3D printer, right, be able to literally print out the thing you paid for, right? So you don't have to wait until it gets delivered to you, because it'll be instantaneous, because it's the internet. You'll get the information, and then you can just print it with material you already have. So you can print out your own 3D model, your own object, phone case or whatever, from home, and bang. So it's almost like somebody teleported you a product. So you have a in-house manufacturing device, which is pretty cool. So the future is 3D printing. So definitely invest in 3D printing stocks. Definitely invest in 3D printer and in 3D printing services. Get into 3D modeling. Teach people, kind of find people really good at doing 3D models, especially for the purpose of using a 3D printer. And you start a business that way and make money. Because 3D printing is definitely the future of products, the future of of life. 3D printing is going to be a common thing that people are going to be doing in the future. Just like people got air fryers and microwaves in their house, they're going to have a 3D printer, right? Because 3D printing food will be a thing. I mean, they're already doing 3D. They're already 3D printing food right now. So it's just a matter of it becoming a common thing where you can literally 3D print food. So always think about the future, about what could be possible, and then prepare that you want to be at the beginning where it's more profitable than to be in the middle or at the end where it'd be less profitable. But like I said, getting to $1 million is not difficult. I'm on my way. I am in the I'm over the $10,000 range, but I'm in the tens of thousands. Trying to get to the 100,000 range. So I'm getting there, right? Because the next step after 100,000 is $1 million, right? So I already passed the whole dollar phase, the $10 phase, the $100 phase, $1,000 phase. Well, I'm in the $1,000 phase, and I'm stacking up the thousands, and that's where it puts me in 10,000 range. But the idea, of course, so technically, I'm starting my 10,000 range of generating, being able to get 10,000 here and there. I could get 1,000 here and there, obviously. I'm at that point, but to be able to get 10,000 here and there is where I to get to. Then, the 100,000 right after that. And then, of course, $1 million. Not too far after. But my net worth is in the 5 figures range, which is the whole point. So I'm in the 5 figures range, trying to get into the 6 figures range. Eventually, 7 figures, 8 figures, 10 figures, and beyond, right? It's always good to just go up, up, and up, right? But, as you can understand, see, is that, the goal is to start somewhere. You want to get to a certain point. Definitely want to get to the 1,000 range, because that's where the real money's at, right? 1,000 range. It's easy to get $10 here and there, $100 here and there. Anybody can do that. Anybody with a minimum wage job can manage $100 here and there. But to manage $1,000 here and there, that's where a good job comes in, right? A career, a career where you're generating $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 a month. That's good money right there. When you're in the 1,000 range. Like for myself, for example, I'm in the 2,000 range. So I'm in the $2,000 a month range right now. Just with the job that I have, not including all the other things that I'm doing to make money, including my investments and stuff like that. Just with my job alone, I'm in the $2,000 range. So it's just a matter of going, to 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. Just keep going up and up and up. So obviously, I'll get into the $10,000 range, in a year, in a year or two. I should be in the $10,000 range because I have thousands of dollars to work with. So it's just a matter of putting the $1,000 into stuff. I am looking into the real estate, idea. I am still doing the retail thing, creating multiple online businesses, podcasts, all that stuff, doing different things to generate more money. Of course, investing. I invest in the stock market, investing in real estate funds. So my money is currently putting in work. It's currently generating money. I just need to find bigger things that I'm interested in putting my money into. So I got the money to invest. I just need to find stuff that I want to invest in that I can generate $1,000 here and there real easily, and then of course work my way up to 10,000 here and there. Go from there. So what else? So I already mentioned credit cards is another way you can get up there. Into the big money is getting credit cards with like $1,000 credit limit and 2,000 higher, 10,000, 20,000. There's a lot of credit cards out there that have really high credit limits. That's nice to have. I'm not saying you should get to start using it. What I'm saying is it's nice to have that because that opens up possibilities. Because if an opportunity presents itself where you need, let's say $2,000 to invest into something that could generate you maybe, let's say, $20,000, well, you want the ability to be like, okay, well, I use this credit card and swipe the $2,000 right off that card, and be able to invest really that way. You don't want to be in a position where you can't, because you don't have $2,000 available, or it's not that you don't have the money, it's just that it's probably tied up in other investments, like CD account or something like that, right? So you don't want to take the money out of your CD account to put into an investment, especially it's a new investment. It's be like the first time you invested in that particular thing you're investing in. You don't want to put something you were saving into that. So you rather just be like, all right, I rather the credit card. I rather invest through the use of a credit card and then slowly pay that credit card off. Rather be in that type of situation because you have more time to try to pay it off. Especially if you generate any money from that $2,000, for example, that you use the money that you're making to pay off the credit card, right? To pay off the investment. So that way you get back into the positive, right? And then every time you make money, you'll just be stacking it until you get to the point where you're constantly making large sums and you're saving it. Large sums and saving it. Another thing is keep the cost of living low. I know it gets tempting that when you're making money, you want to do more. You're like, oh man, I'm making $1,000, $2,000. Man, I want to have this. I want to have that. I want to get a car. I want to do this. And you just start thinking of all these things you want to do. You want to add more to your life because you can afford more. But the problem is that now you'll have less money, right? Because you're spending money. You don't want to be in the habit of spending money. Here's a little secret, right? The mindset of millionaires is that they, try to find out their life budget, basically. I'll call it life budget. It's like, how much do they need to spend monthly, yearly, just to live their life, just to live a life that they like, that they're comfortable with, right? What is your comfortable, spending budget for every month, for every year? And then work to make more than what you need for that. That way, any money extra after you pay all your expenses and take care of all your needs and wants, whatever is left over, that's what you're stacking. And that's where your wealth will come from. Come from all that extra money that you don't need, because everything you need and want, you can already afford it. So always make sure that you live a life that's under your income, that's less than your income. So if you make $1,000 a month, you want to live let's say $500 lifestyle. That way you can save the other $500 and stack it. That way every month your wealth is increasing by $500 every month, instead of always in the negative. Every month you're broke. Every month you're broke. Every month you're broke, even though you have a job. Right? Think about that. It makes no sense if you have a job, work at that job 10 to 20 years, right, but still end up broke. How? It's because you're living from paycheck to paycheck. It's because you're using all your money. That's why. You're spending it all. Instead of trying to budget, instead of trying to reduce your cost of living, so that way when you get paid, you have way more money than and I do my best to do that, to make sure that everything that I need. Another thing I do, here's another little tip from me, personally, for my life. I try to make sure I get a lot of the stuff that I need early. Right? When I first start working and stuff like that, I try to get the stuff that I need. Instead of getting the stuff that I want first, that'd be dumb. Get the stuff that I need. And preferably stuff that lasts long. Like if I need a laptop, because I can use it to make money, I'm going to get a laptop first. Especially if I need a new laptop. Like, my old laptop is dying. It turns off on me when I'm using it. from time to time. So let me get a new laptop, right? Maybe 2 new laptops, just in case, it's a backup laptop. Get 2 laptops just in case, right? And then after that, start getting, some stuff that I want, but mainly focus on getting the stuff that I need, and preferably stuff that lasts a long time. Like if I like to be entertained, have fun, and I can get bored easily, then I'll get me a video game system, for example, with some games that I like that I could play for like hours and hours, because that will take care of my entertainment for many, many months, many years. So I'll invest in something like that. Instead of trying to go to movie theaters every week, or try to go on a trip every weekend, or try to go to the club, or it's not like, instead of trying to do things and spending money constantly every week trying to entertain myself, I'd rather buy something that I can entertain myself for a long time, and I only have to buy it that one time. So you gotta think like that, because that's what most rich people do. They think of long term as like whatever they put their money into, it has to last a long time. So if they buy a car, they want to make sure that car lasts a long time, right? They buy a house, the house has to last a long time. It can't, it makes no sense to buy a house that will only last for 2 years. That don't make sense, right? Especially if you're going to be there for 20 years. You want a house that lasts long, right? So you want a lot of things to last long. You want clothes that last long, right? You want food that lasts long. And the list goes on. You want to make sure that everything you buy lasts a long time, so you don't have to keep buying it over and over again. That way, whenever you get money, you're not like, oh man, I need a new car. You'll just be like, I got a lot of money. All right, let me put that in the bank. And let it stack, let it grow. And that's what you want to do. You want to be in a position that whenever you get paid, you're not immediately thinking of spending it. You're just like, okay, well, I'll take $100 so I can have some spending money, and then put the rest away. And then let's say you don't even spend the 100, right? Let's say you spend 50 out of the 100. Spend one. It's like, all right, didn't need much, which is good. That's the thing, is to put yourself in a mindset where you don't want too much stuff. You don't need too much stuff. Or at least try to be more patient. Wait. Sometimes the stuff you want will be cheaper if you wait a couple months, maybe even a year. The stuff you want cheaper. A lot of times, the stuff you want, eventually, with enough time, you'll realize you don't really want it as much as you did originally, right? There's times where you'll want something, and after you buy it, you realize, well, I don't actually really want this. It's like I wanted to want it. That's what it was. I like the feeling of wanting it, but now since I have it, now I don't really want it, because it's like, okay, well, I have it, so I no longer have that feeling of it. The feeling is what I liked, not the actual thing. So that's a weird thing to have, right? Where you go to a lot of trouble to make money, then you finally can afford to get something you want, and then once you get it, you're like disappointed. You're just like, I don't feel that feeling no more, and I like that feeling, the feeling of wanting something. It was more about the destination, the journey, not the final destination, right? More about the journey, trying to get to the point of where I could get what I want is what I really enjoyed, not actually getting the thing that I want. Right? As an example, getting what you need is always way more important than getting what you want. Because what you need is what you need, and you're going to appreciate what you need more than the stuff that you want. The stuff you want it because you want it. Right? It's an impulse, which means it's temporary. That means at some point you're not going to want it. If you still want something, let's say if I saw something today and a month from now I still want it, there's a high possibility there's like, yeah, I might technically need it. Since I still want it, it's been a month, I probably need it in my life. So let me go get it. Because if in a couple of days, even a couple of hours, you stop wanting something, then that just shows you really never needed it. It was an impulse, and you definitely shouldn't be buying things on impulse. You should buy things that you know for a fact bring value to your life, for a fact want, for a fact that won't regret it after you get it. So that's some ways where you can definitely get to $1 million, right? It's easier to save up to $1 million and even try to flip your money up to $1 million than it is to just flat out get $1 million. You know, I mean, the likelihood of getting $1 million through one or two activities is very, very slim. Like, you're gonna have to sell a house for $1 million to get $1 million real quick, right? Or come up with a cure for a disease, you know, sell it or something. Sell like, you know, thousands and thousands of copies of that cure to generate $1 million. So it's like, or a millennium, the millennium math problems. There's millennium math problems where you can, if you solve these math problems, like the Riemann hypothesis, for example, you would get $1 million. So if you can solve, if you're good at math, that's one of the quickest ways you can get $1 million is by solving those problems. There's currently 6. There was 7, but there's currently 6 now because somebody solved one of them. So there's 6 left that you can try to solve. Technically, maybe I think there's 5 now. I think one of them solved not too long. So there's technically 5 left. So try to go get one of the $1 million you know, questions and, you know, solve it and get that $1 million before somebody else does. It's an opportunity. You got 5 chances to make $1 million. So suggest you consider it. There's other ways you can make $1 million. There's SpaceX. Well, it's called X Prize. Sorry, X Prize. There's an X Prize for the whole climate change thing. If you solve the climate change problem, you can get $1 million. What else? I think there's an X Prize for battery. If you can create a battery that pretty much can last forever, create a whole bunch of power. Basically, if you could create the Iron Man arc reactor, yeah, you can easily get $1 million or $1 billion for that. So you get the idea. It's like making your first $1 million. It's not difficult, right? It's time consuming, yes, but it's not difficult. Like conceptually, like when it comes to the idea of getting to the point of making money, saving until you have $1 million, it's actually simple. The idea is simple. It's not rocket science. The thing is that most people are impatient. Some people can't wait, you know, too long to save a lot of money or invest. And most people don't put time and effort into trying to invest into things that could make them a lot of money. You know, most people don't think about investing. Most people do think about saving sometimes, but they do the whole saving for a rainy day. So like they'll save money for when maybe they need to spend it. So that's the thing. Most people have the mindset of spending money. When it comes to money, they just think about spending it. Try to get it and spend it. Try to get it and spend it. That's the poor person mindset. See, the rich person mindset is get money, save it, right? As in, don't spend it, is what I mean. Get money, don't spend it, invest it. That's what I want to say. Invest it, get more money, spend some of it, invest the rest of it, get more money. You see what I'm saying? See how different of a mindset it is from a rich person point of view and a poor person? The poor person mindset is spend, spend, spend. It's about, I need to get money so I can spend it. I need to get money so I can spend it. Which means they're always going to be in that constant paradox of they need money to spend it, but when they spend it, they end up not having money, which means they need money again, right? So then they keep going back and forth, getting money, spending it, getting money, spending it, getting money, spending it. And that's how poor people poor. Somebody could literally be making $3,000, $4,000 a month, but if they're constantly spending $3,000, $4,000 a month to live their life, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much they're making, because since they're not saving any of it, they're not investing any of it. It's all just being spent. It's all being wasted, right? It's literally like they have no money. I've known some people who be like, they'd be wondering like, they'd be like, oh man, I wanna save money. I wanna, I wanna, make more money. I wanna do this, that, and third. But it's like, but I don't know. I don't know what's wrong. I don't know why I can't um, make more money or save money or whatever. Like they always seem to be, they always say like they don't know, and it's like when you look at it, it's like, but that don't make no sense. You do know why you don't have a lot of money, even though you have a job. But it's because every time you get money, you spend it. You're quick to spend it. As soon as you get money, you're quick to spend it immediately. You might have a phone bill that's $100, and as soon as you have $100, you quickly pay the $100 off. When you could just pay $50 and keep the other 50 for yourself. At least save it. Not necessarily spend the other 50, but save it, right? Pay off half of the bill and then save the rest. And then wait until the next time you have another $100 bill and do the same thing. Pay, save, pay, save, pay, save. And slowly pay stuff off while saving. So that way you always have money for whenever you need it for something. But you're at the same time you're still paying for stuff. So try to pay half of your stuff, here and there, instead of paying it all at once. So you can get into habit of saving. But and then again, the money you're saving, you want it to get to a certain point where you can invest it. You don't want to just save just for the sake of saving. Because that means your money's not doing anything. It's not doing anything but waiting for the day you decide you want to spend it. You don't want your money to be, to its only purpose in your life to be spent, to be disposed of, to be given away. You want your money to make money. You want your money to be useful. Because the thing is, most people don't see money as a tool, like a hammer or a screwdriver, where if you use it right, you can keep using it, right? You can keep doing things with it. People think oh, I have $20, that person has something for 20, let me give them the 20 for that thing, and that's it. And that's the whole purpose of the money. Not realizing that what they could do is take that $20, let's say rent a lawnmower, right? And then mow some people's lawn, charging them like, let's say $20 to mow their lawns. And now you got a $20 lawn mowing business, where you're making $20 here and there for every lawn you mow. So you took your 20 and now you turn it into something that can keep making you $20. And then now you can afford to buy something for $20 and still have $20. You know what I mean? You want to be in that position where even after you buy things, you still got money to buy things, but you don't need to buy things because you already bought the things you wanted to buy. So whatever money you have extra is just that, extra money. That's how you get rich, and that's how you stay rich, because you're not constantly trying to make your bank account hit zero. You always want it to stay having money. You want to spend money and still have money. So the way you can do that is through investing, through putting your money into stuff that makes you money. So you always want your money to make money, right? Because it takes money to make money. Another thing, there's so many things you can do, like Airbnb, Uber. Like there's so many. Like you can even like I said about renting a lawnmower. If you own a lawnmower, rent it out. Find some kids to borrow it to mow lawns, so they can make some money, and you can rent it out to them. You can make a deal where they can use it to make money, and you get a 10% cut or something, or maybe you can get it where you can get 50%. So for every lawn, let's say they mow a lawn and get $20, you get 10, the kid gets 10, and the more lawns the kid mows, the more $10 you get. So the kid gets 10, you get 10, and so if the kid ends up earning $1,000, then you earn $1,000. Bang! So you earn $1,000 just for letting some kid, borrow your lawnmower to make money. So they get $1,000, so they can do whatever they want, and they're kids, so more likely they're gonna spend it on games and toys and girls and stuff, right? If they're a boy, kid stuff, right? But you just turn your more into $1,000 asset, right, into a money generator. Now you can use that money, $1,000, to invest into stuff to make more money, or just save it, right? Until you find an opportunity. The thing about saving is you want to save it until there's an opportunity for you to invest it. You're not saving it to spend it. That's the most important thing I want people to get in their mind, is you're not saving money so you can spend it on a rainy day, as they say, right? You're saving it so you can invest it, so that way it can make you more money. That way you will have so much money that if you feel like buying something, you want something, you can get it and then not be a financial problem, because you have so much money. It doesn't matter if you spend money, right? This is why it's annoying seeing rich people have all this money, but they don't spend it, right? They're always trying to find ways to spend less money. It's like, and in our minds, the people who don't have millions and millions of dollars, right? We're thinking like, but you can afford to pay a lot. You can afford to buy a lot of things. Why are you spending less money when you can afford to spend more money? And it's because they have the mindset of they're always trying to save and invest their money, not spend their money. Which is why they don't spend as much as they should. And what I mean should is because money is meant to be spent. I agree. But when your goal is to have money, then spending money is the opposite of that. It's wrong. If you're trying to have a lot of money, spending it is the wrong thing to do. It contradicts what you want to do, right? So that's why rich people are rich, because they have the not spending money unless they have to mindset. But logically, at some point, you're going to have so much money that you should start spending a lot of it, because you have so much to spend that even if you spend half your money, half your wealth, you're still wealthy, right? You're not poor. It's not like you spend half your money and you're almost poor. You're far from being poor and you spend half your wealth. So spend it. Put it back into the economy. Give somebody else a chance to become wealthy, right? To have a chance to get a lot of money in their pocket, so they can try to get to your level, try to get to a better life. Remember, we're not gonna live forever. So what's the point of just keep every year keep stacking and stacking and making and stacking money? At some point you gotta start spending it. But at first, you want to start saving and investing. And then once you get to a certain threshold, let's say once you get to a $1 million mark, then you can be like, all right, now I'm gonna start spending money. I'm gonna spend $2,000, $3,000 here and there, doing things. But keep an eye on your finances, right? Make sure you don't end up spending all your money. You want to spend at least half of it, right? But then and then the other half invest it, so that way you can replenish your resources, which is money, and then go and then spend money again, and keep doing it. You just want to keep making sure you always can make money easily and quickly, so you can spend as much as you want and still have money left over, and then just keep doing it over and over. You always want to make sure you have money left over to invest, so you can make money, so you can buy stuff, then invest again, make money, buy, invest, make money, buy, invest. I want to keep that rotation going. And that's the end of the podcast.